Hello, Jen.
Hello, Sarah.
Here's a recap of Blood Plus, the anime, but I haven't watched it since 2009. I'll try to remember.
I've never watched it.
So Blood Plus, it's like about vampires. There was, I think it was like World War II, and so it's World War II. They get hands of like this girl who's a vampire, right? There's a bunch of vampires eating people, and then she can kill them, or you can only kill them with her blood. So she has a sword, and she like presses her thumb on the sword, and her blood like runs down the sword, and then she slices them with that sword, and then the vampires die. So she can only be awake for like, I think, was it like 3 years, 2 years or something, and then she goes into like this 50-year slumber.
That's the main character?
That's the main character. So the first, it starts out with, she's just killing everybody. It's like, in World War II, everyone's like, ah! And then she goes to sleep. So World War II is over, and then it's like, oh, she's awakening again. So then she wakes up, but she wakes up as like this schoolgirl, and then she's like, has friends and all this stuff. And then I think something happens. I don't remember if the government's always like watching her or something, or basically like the dad, her quote unquote dad, is taking care of her, and then something happens where she gets her memories, not memories back, but they like tell her like, oh, you're actually this killing machine that you were like used for the government and all this stuff. I think like the vampires are running rampant again, so she needs to like reawaken her powers to save everybody. I think her like adopted brother, I don't know. But basically there's this cello guy named Haji, and he has her sword, and he's like her servant.
Is that like the hot guy?
Yeah, that everyone loves. So he has her sword. I think she doesn't remember or can't unlock her powers until she tastes either her blood or something. But I don't know, there's like a kiss scene where he kisses her, and then she's like, oh, I remember. Takes the sword, kills everybody, right? And she's like, oh, I have this power. So I think, I don't remember why she's fighting, but turns out that she has a twin sister. So, when she was born like, it was like 2 babies that were like hatched from a vampire mom. One baby, they like hatched.
Eggs?
Yeah. So one of them, they were like, oh, since like these are vampires, right? Like, let's do a science experiment. So one of them, the main character, she grows up normal, and they're like, oh, you have a childhood, you can play, you can eat, all this stuff, you know, Haji's your servant, you do whatever you want, right? The other twin, they lock up in a tower, and they're like, you can't talk to anybody, you can't see anybody, we just want to see how these 2 people, like, grow up.
Dude, one of them...
Yeah, so one of them goes...
Way happier!
So, the second one, she finds out, like, oh, they, like, meet eventually, and then I think, like, the grand battle is, like, they fight. The middle doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So basically, she needs to kill or like avenge her sister or something. I don't know. Maybe this is all wrong. But I just know it's just like the sister is like, oh, we meet, they battle, they have this really intense battle. Hans Zimmer music is really cool. And then she finds out, like the 2 or 4 years is up or something, and she needs to go back to sleep. So she does her conquest, and she's like, oh, I'm really tired. And then the brother carries her back to her, like, where she woke up again. And then, yeah.
That's it?
I feel like nothing. I remember the animation's really cool, the music's really cool, but the story is shit. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's my gateway to anime, I guess. You should watch it. It's really good. It's really